Namaste everyone. Are you able to see the screen? Okay, great. So today bright sunlight still, so it's nice. So let's start the session. Let's keep our eyes closed. Allow yourself to tune in to your breath, tune into your self after a hectic day maybe. Be seated comfortably. Check your spine, check your shoulders. Is there any tension there? Consciously release any tension. Check your jawline, smile and release the tension there. Your forehead smooth. And take a nice inhalation and exhale and completely let the breath relax the entire body. Once more, inhale and exhale, release and let go. Join the palms to Namaskara Mudra in the heart center. Feel the thumb pressing the heart center. Gently bow down with absolute reverence. Let's chant Om along with Prarthana. Breathe in. Om. 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 Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Over to Aarti.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratah chartheshvabhigyam swarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mridam yatha vinimaya yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्.
Namaste everyone. Good evening, Bala and Aarti. So let me share the screen. Just hold on. Share the screen. Is the screen seen? Is the book? 1 second, I can't see you guys. Is it seen? Yeah, great. So where this is the 12th. Yeah. So Aarti would like to. Oh, Aarti is frozen. Abala, please give a gist of what we did. Let me just. I'll just step out for a second.
Yes. Yeah. We have been seeing that Vidura, the Dharmatma, had come back with a mission to take Dhritarashtra and Gandhari with them to kind of, wake up Dhritarashtra from his slumber that he was with, the Pandavas, still enjoying the luxuries of, that royal treatment and all that, absolutely in slumber, not even thinking what is that Kala that is there awaiting him. So he was indeed slumber. So Vidura, as comes there, wakes him up. He actually explains to Dhritarashtra, all that, the Kala, we cannot defeat Kala, it is there. And at least now wake up, let us leave all this, renounce whatever comforts that you have been enjoying and, come out, let us go. And this is the time for us to renounce everything and gracefully embrace the Kala. No, yeah? So Vidura takes Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. I think that is where we stopped. Accompanied by Vidura, the couple left the palace without anyone knowing about it also. Sometimes, I've heard, I don't remember, if there is so much attachment, okay, it is better to not tell also. Because if they come and call us, if they know where we are, and if they come and call us, it is possible that we go back. So I think maybe Vidura kind of told that strategy. Let us not even tell that we are leaving. And Pandavas may not even let Dhritarashtra, even if they say a little, Yudhishthira says, Dhritarashtra, please stay, he may stay. So Vidura maybe wanted to play it very safe. Let us go. So he is actually taking Dhritarashtra and Gandhari with him, without telling him.
Clearly, one thing is, see, if a person is has that strength, then nobody can if he wants to go to that place, he has determined strongly, then nobody can shake him. But there is a little bit tilt here and there. You can tilt anywhere. Then, hey Prabha, why do you want to go there? Then we say, yeah, correct. Why should I go there? We sit. Right, because we are not yet that settled is not there. That it's like But if you see, amazing in children, the children, when they determine something, it can be a very simple thing for us. But when they are determined that they need to do that, okay, for that they have to wake up first thing in the morning, early in the morning, because we have to do that and that. They do it. And that time, even maybe if you say that also, if you say it here and there also, they say, no, I will do it. But sometimes I think through our journey, maybe sometimes we become the fickle-mindedness happens, and Vidura knows the nature of Dhritarashtra. So, I think each time for us also, maybe we need to remember, if we need to take something, that time we don't need to tell around people that I'm going to do that, because we might get different views from different people, and that might confuse us. As long as we know that I have to do this, then it won't disturb us. But otherwise, it can disturb our decision making, like that.
Call it Dhrida Nishchaya, no? Dhrida Nishchaya. Firm conviction is there, then okay, yeah. When we start, sometimes we don't have, better not to tell and do it.
Right. I see that. I've seen that personally for me also. When I say no, sometimes I get confused. But if I have determined myself that I'm going to do that, and nothing will shake. Yeah, I will do that. That's it. That's all. So I think that follows in Ekadashi or something also. I think I remember everyone might be eating at home, and then you determine yourself that you will be doing the fast, and people, others, sometimes some get together, somebody, they will say, "Arey, what Prabha, just have no. Why so big? You become like a sannyasi," or so many different comments and all come. And I have seen long time ago, I used to get carried away. Okay, it's okay. For the sake of them, I will just eat it off. Then the guilt feeling starts coming. So I think each time, and then I realized that I'm not getting carried away with that. I eat silently, not even telling people that I'm in Ekadashi fast. so that we don't need to get all these inputs from here and there. And then we are determined as long as we know that there is a determination. So this is another very important chapter, 13th chapter. Aarti would like to start the para?
Okay. Narada's visit to Hastina. 1 second. Early in the morning, Yudhishthira woke up from sleep. He performed his morning oblations, the worship of the household god, and other daily rituals, and then went to the apartments of the elders. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. This was his daily ritual too. He looked around and could not find them there. He did not find Vidura either. He searched everywhere and could not find them. At the doorway of their apartments, he found Sanjaya looking as distracted and woe-begone as himself. He asked him where the elders were. Sanjaya could not speak a word. Yudhishthira said, Sanjaya, where are they? Where are my uncles and where is my aunt? Have they gone away without telling me because they were insulted by anyone here? Can you move down, Prabha? Or unable to bear the pain of losing their sons? Have they fallen into the river Ganga and killed themselves? Please say something. Sanjaya wiped his eyes, which were filled with tears, and said, I really do not know what happened. They did not tell me that they were planning to do. I have been deceived by them and by Vidura too. When he was so distracted by this calamity, Yudhishthira saw that sage Narada, along with his Tumburu, came to see him. He hurried to his presence, and after honoring him properly, he spoke to them and said, Please forgive me if I seem preoccupied. I'm greatly upset by the disappearance of my parents. I'm sunk in woe. It is up to you to comfort me and tell me what it all means. Narada said, Grieve not, Yudhishthira, for anyone. This world is entirely in the hands of the Lord. He is the one who brings people together, makes them live together for a while, and then part forever. Consider the bullock. The master pierces its nostrils and threads a rope through it. He then loads the back of the animal with the burden it has to carry. The bullock has to move in the direction in which the master pulls the rope, and it has to carry the burden the master chooses to place on its back. It has no choice in the matter. Even so, man is tied by the ropes whose names are rules of conduct, dharma, brahmacharya, and brahmanya. Propelled by them, man carries to the home of the Lord the burdens imposed on him. No man is free to do as he pleases. When a child plays with toys, he brings a few of them. Shall we stop there? Actually, it's going on.
The paragraph is a huge one, but we'll start step by step. So we have known that Sanjaya always is aware of Dhritarashtra, because Sanjaya is always like a partner to Dhritarashtra. Whatever Dhritarashtra has anything, Sanjaya is there, and here even Sanjaya is not been informed. So, and Yudhishthira is absolutely upset with this incident. So here, I was just reading through the Prabhupadaji's description about this entire thing. And I was just underlying that. So it is here. Sa samyunakti bhutani sa eva viyunakti cha. That is, he will bring them together and disperse them also. So who is he? Of course, we know who Bhagavan himself is. The person, it's like it is like he joins the Lego pieces and then he decides the Lego pieces can be broken. So, and here is where I was just recollecting again a story by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa story only, very short. It seems a bird was sitting on a ship mast that they on top of that ship in that log piece or whatever, and it fell asleep. Okay, and when the bird's eye opened, she or he realized that the ship has already sailed, and she got so panicky. Oh my God, what will I do? She looked around here and there. There didn't seem to be any island or any land around. So he decided, okay, I'm going to use all my power and I'm going to flap my wings and I go. So first she flapped her wings all the way to the east side, flew with all her strength, and then she couldn't see anything anywhere. Again came back to the ship. Again she decided, she took some rest, and again she decided, no, I'm going to determine myself to find, because I have to go back to my house. So again she flew to the west side, again came back. So like that she covered east, west, north, south. By the time she did all these things, she was so absolutely tired, and the ship was continually sailing, and she was looking around panicking, and she started crying. And she started crying very, very loudly there. And then there was a small rat which was climbing up. And then this rat said, why are you crying? Said, oh, I slept off here. It is my silliness. I slept off here, and now I can't see any land here. I have to fly to the land. I don't know what to do. Can you tell me what to do, please? Oh, then the rat started laughing. My dear, just be in the ship. No, this ship in any way go to a land. Just they be here, enjoy, sail, look everywhere, look at all the surroundings, enjoy, look at me. I'm waiting to go that place, but I'm going to enjoy here, eating the grains from the go down from the ship. I'm going to be enjoying there. Sit. So this is where Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji says that somewhere where we are, but there is always an anxiety. There is an anxiety that what is this? Why am I here? What is this? How do I reach there? There is such a disturbance or an agitations in the mind, but you are in the ship. Can you be in the ship, sail in the ship with that equanimity, with that peace of mind? Do not start questioning yourself. Why I can't do? How do I do? How do I do that? So many questions we start posing in life. And here he talks about that, how we could develop, just be in the ship, sail, put your anchor towards Bhagavan, and he will help you sail the ship. So this is where a beautiful thing. Anything coming across to both of you or anyone else also?
Yeah, when I just listen to this, that is coming to my mind is, I think we all are very scared of any change. I'm just, any change comes, there is anxiety. For this bird, if you see, it is change of place, right? From where it was, and now not able to see. So like that, maybe a new place, a new city, a new town, so like that, I think that is also, it is actually a change in place. But we have so much fear of that unknown. So that is one thing that came to my mind with the story. One small thing which I would like to highlight here is, if we see this Purana, when we are reading all the time, whenever there is some help that the character is seeking, sage Narada is there. The Devarishi Narada is someone who is connecting, the Bhakta to Bhagavan. Everywhere we see him connecting the Bhakta to Bhagavan. Here also Yudhishthira was, in that. But then that Narada comes, settles him, gives him the jnana that is needed, and then, helps him like a boat, like a boat, he is sailing us to Bhagavan. Devarshi Narada, I think we need to really look at him in a very different way. The movies have, and they have put it
Made
as
a comedian out of him.
Like a comedian, they have put.
Movies have made a comedian out of him, but I think, and that Narada is also within us. When that Narada is coming, it is some part of our mind which is telling us now turn towards God. I think that's what it actually means when it.
There are some subtle things which is happening around us also. We find that a lot of Naradas are there, whether it is.
Somebody triggers that within us.
Yes. And it always comes with Narayana, no? Turn to, that is the wake-up call.
Yeah. Somewhere something just we see that, like this bird, we are just there sitting in misery or sitting confused, or why me, why is this happening, what is this going to be happening, what will happen in the future, why did it happen to me in the past, what is this? And then like this rat which just came like a Narada, just gave one slight this thing, like a punchline. There are people or there are books sometimes which gives us these punchlines for us, but it's again their grace there. The grace there. This again, once more, one more story by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, because 2 days ago I was reading, it seems the sun had a personal assistant. Okay. And every day the personal assistant will tell the sun, to Surya, today this person is requiring more of your sun's rays. This person in this part of the continent is requiring lot of more and here. So he used to tell like that, it seems. And the sun used to take special measures to ensure that that person is receiving more sun's rays, basically more sun's rays and more positivity and all that. So one day, at the end of the day, the sun was about to sleep. The personal assistant came. I told you to shower your grace on this Rajinikanth person who is staying in that part of this world, right? Why didn't you do that? Specifically, that Rajinikanth, he kept on praying, and then I thought that you would do it. You didn't do a good job, oh sun, he said. And sun said, "Arey, I went there. I shone brightly in front of his house, in front of his doors. I'm shining. He closed the curtain. He closed the door. Then how do you think that he will receive? I tried to give him a reminder by shining more brightly in front of him, and he closed the door, closed the window, closed everything, and kept himself in darkness. So it is not me who did not shine. It is him because he closed the door." So again, that story itself, I think Kunti also says that, right? Yeah, Kunti also says that you shower your grace. So to everyone, you are impartial to everyone. We need to see the hand of God in everything. So world is entirely in the hands of the Lord.
Yeah, and people who come into my life, how long they have to be with me in my life is all also preordained. Okay, it is because of our attachment we go through so much confusion. Like when it was time for Dhritarashtra to leave, he left, for us it is a disturbance, right? Then we start thinking, why did this happen? Did I do something? Did something happen to him? Feel guilty, and but everything that happens is a part of a predestined path, destiny. It's been written, and according to that, so if you look at this whole line where he says he is the one who brings people together, makes them live together for a while and then part forever. Okay, it is he is the one who is guiding everything that is happening. Every single person who is in my life, every situation, that this COVID is also his situation. Everything is happening because of a pre-designed program made by him. If anybody knows a kind of software development, if this happens, if the collective consciousness, because each one of our consciousness becomes one collective consciousness, if this happens, then this should go like this. If this person is equanimous, then they will take this path. If this person reacts through their vasanas and karmas, then they will take this path. And as there is this concept of prarabdha karma, right? Prarabdha karma. That karma, okay, well, I will talk about these 3 karmas. Okay, so there are 3 types of karma that we accumulate. Now, karma is, we all have developed some conditionings within us called vasanas. We take so many inputs from the world, and I may be thinking I am I may have certain cultural things all in my subconscious. What I think about myself, my likes, my dislikes, my raga, dvesha, what I like, what I don't like. Do I like hot food? Do I like cold food? How is it that you like hot food? I like cold food. I like hot weather, but you like so those who have lived in cold climates are very easy. It is easy for them to adjust in cold climates. But those who have lived in hot climates, we find it difficult to go to a cold when we go to a cold climate. So like that, what happens is our body is tuned based on certain conditionings of how we have been brought up, in what culture we have been brought up, what kind of parenting we have got, and also we are carrying so many things from our past, so many memories from our past. So now all these are conditionings called vasanas within us. Now whenever I act through these vasanas, I get karma. Okay, I act. That action becomes deflected. Say now, I am seeing some person for the first time. No karma I have, but the next time, based on the talks, I have developed some impressions about this person. Okay, and I didn't like something that they said. The next time I see them, whatever they are saying, I may think that, oh, this person is like that. I am thinking, and my response or talks can be based on my memories of the past. Then what I am doing, I am performing a karma there, where my mind is deflected, my action is deflected by my memory. Now we have 3 types of karma. One is sanchita karma, which is all the karmas that I have accumulated through all my life. And the other one is I am accumulating more and more every day. Agami, that which is coming, the karma that which is coming right now. So sanchita karma is like my bank account. I have so much money in my bank account. Agami is that which I am earning. And when I earn it, it will go back into my bank. If I deposit, it will get deposited. If I don't take care of it right now, it can go and become a part of my sanchita karma. If I am not equanimous, if I am not conscious and I react and all that, then that will go and get deposited into my sanchita karma. Then there is one prarabdha karma, which I have already taken from my bank and spent it. Okay, that prarabdha karma is that based on which this whole life has been designed. Based on my past karma, this whole life is designed based on my prarabdha karma. So the people which parents I should be born to, which location I should be born in, what are the kind of situations that should happen in my life, everything is designed by this prarabdha karma. Okay, and who has designed this whole code of how all this prarabdha karma, sanchita karma should work, what vasanas? Bhagavan. It is his grand design, and we are a part of this grand design, and we are going in the flow of his design. So based on our prarabdha karma, which is determined by our vasanas, things happen. When people have to come in my life, they come, and suddenly when they may leave, because that whatever I was supposed to learn from them is over, so they may leave. Sometimes same kind of situation seems to be happening over and over again to me. That is also because I have still not unhooked myself. Until I learn to drop that vasana, that prarabdha karma is happening so that I can learn. Until I learn, that same situation will keep happening more and more. And I'll say, how can I take so much difficulty again and again? If it keeps happening, how can I bear it? It means you are not learning from that situation. If you learn it, it will not happen. It will get dropped. So everything here is preordained as per his design, which is directed through our prarabdha karma.
Bhakti, would you like to add the Dhritarashtra story only here? That will add to the...
So now Dhritarashtra, you can also tell, because he had once, if you look at that prarabdha karma, he had in one of his previous janma, he went hunting and he killed 100 birds. Okay, so the mother curses him that you will also one day feel the same sadness that I am feeling because of the loss of my 100 children. You will also face that same loss and you will cry over that the way I am crying today. So he has got that curse. Now, after many janmas, he has these 100 kids. Now, why did he go through many? He didn't have, it didn't happen immediately in that janma. He went through many janma. This prarabdha karma is very difficult for us to understand. Okay. He went through many janmas to collect punya so that he can have 100 children first. To have 100 children, you need to have collected that much punya. So he goes through many lives to collect that 100 punya to get 100 children. And then finally, in that Dwapara Yuga, his 100 children are killed, and he goes through that same misery, sorrow, and deep feeling of loss, which happened with that. Another story of Jadabarada. He was a spiritual person. He was a very spiritual person. In his previous life, he was a wonderful king, very well learned king, spiritual king. He leaves his kingdom and goes to the forest. But there he once saves one doe, one baby fawn, and he starts tending to that baby fawn. And when that baby fawn grows up, he is so attached to it. He's always thinking, did it eat? Did it do this? And he's so attached that at the time of his death, he keeps thinking, oh, what has happened to that fawn, that baby? How will it be without me? Who will take care of it? All his spiritual, he had so much spiritual knowledge, and he had collected that grace. But because of this one small attachment, he even leaves the kingdom and everything and is able to move on just to do his puja and be with God all the time. But there he gets one attached. And then what happens? Because that last minute when he was dying, he was thinking about that fawn. He is born as a deer in the next janma. And then in that janma, he again, after that janma, he comes back as Jadabarada, and that time he doesn't talk. He remembers what has happened because his spiritual evolution was very high. And he says that one little attachment made me come into this and take another birth. So he doesn't talk, and everybody thinks he's dumb. And finally, he actually attains moksha. But that also, they say the deer came because he had that little vasana, little karma left out in him, because of which that doe came and attached him further. So even that, if you see that, there is a beautiful design. This whole prarabdha karma, who comes, and can we ever figure it out? No. So that is why it is said, surrender to him. And everything that you do it like one instrument, nimitta.
Here also in Dhritarashtra, 100 sons he had got. Before the death of his sons also, Sri Krishna came as a peace messenger, tried to put some thought in him, but I think in that also there was blindness, right? They were saying, I was remembering when you just told about the prarabdha karma, just recently in Rishikesh, where there was a Swamini Bhagawati ji, somebody was asking a question, why me? Why am I suffering like that? And then she told so beautifully, just struck me there. She said, see, prarabdha karma, you can't avoid. You have to go through that. But the intensity of that prarabdha karma can be lessened. So that requires grace of Bhagwan. And she said, see, for example, maybe there was a point that maybe you might have had to lose someone in your life. Maybe 10, 20 years, 30 years, or 5 years from now, whatever it is. But maybe by the grace of Bhagwan and your faith, your surrender, your dridha abhyasa, your dridha nishchaya, whatever it is, you have that. And so you would have, through the years, you would have had some experience, some learning, or some inputs from some people, or like this Bhagavatam, something in your life, or yoga in your life, something you would have had such and such inputs in your life in a way that the death of that person cannot be avoided, but you would have developed that strength to bear that loss. This is, I'm talking about a loss of that particular person. You would have developed that yes, that loss has happened, but somehow you were able to stand up, be there. So that the intensity of that absolute grief would have been reduced only by the grace. But the prarabdha happens.
Yes.
That will happen. And when she said that, even that person who had asked the question, she cried. She cried and said, actually, yes, what you said was very, very true. It had come like that. And things were just falling on the lap, and then she took it and she developed that strength. But she kept on asking that question, why me, why me? And she said, this gives a lot of sense for me, this gives a lot of peace of mind. I actually felt very, very thankful for that. So it's it's so touching to hear that so many things are there, which is slowly steadying ourselves, so that whatever prarabdha is going to be happening, but we are able to have that steadiness to go through that prarabdha with the grace of Bhagavan, right? Yeah. Again, I keep telling one another story. Sorry if I'm boring, but this this is again very, very short story. There was a farmer. Okay, there was a farmer, and he had a horse, and he had only one son. Suddenly, the horse ran off. And the neighbor, no, there's one neighbor who will come and say, "Are you so sad? You had only one horse, and that horse would have given you so much money and with its things, and now that is also lost." But the farmer was very balanced. He said, "It is all the will of God. Good and bad will happen." That's it. And then now, after some days, he finds that the horse is bringing lot of herd of wild horses. The horse has brought, and now this farmer has lot of horses. Now again, the neighbor is coming and telling, "Look, you got so much thing." And then again, the farmer is in a very equanimous mode. He says, yeah, good and bad will happen. It is all the will of the God. Now, after some time, one wild horse, the son thinks that I will tame that horse. So the son tries to tame that one horse, and suddenly he falls and breaks his leg. The neighbor again comes and says, "Oh, look, you had only one son. Now he's broken his leg for 6 months. You cannot have an additional income. What will you do? You're going to suffer like terrible," all the things he started saying. Okay. And then again, the farmer said, "It's okay. It's all the will of God. Good and bad will happen." Now that country war was decided, and it was decided by the government that from every house, a man, the youngest man, has to enter into the army. So everyone in the village, all the young men had to go, but this boy couldn't go because of this thing. Again, this neighbor said, "Achacho, look, now he can't even, sir, he's not even able to go." Look, again, this man said, "It is all the will of God." And now what happened? Now what happened? The war they lost, and all these young men who had left the village, they passed away, whatever you could call. They died as warriors. And that time, the farmer said, "It is all the will of God." So that first thing, when the horse went, he didn't pray to God that, "Oh God," if he had prayed the God in the different manner. So that was what is written by Kamaleshji, that if he had prayed that, "Oh, let the horse come, let the horse come, let the horse come," then imagine if all these things would have happened. No. So let it, you don't try to block things in life praying. You don't know what you're praying for. So basically, you are thinking that you are praying, "Oh, let this happen, let this happen, let this happen." But something else beautifully, it's been designed by us, designed by the Bhagavan, and you are trying to ask for something which is against that flow. So this is again, I think even Aarti, you also told one story about this, right? I remember one story like that. The
prarabdha karma, there it is like, see, there was something about dharma here. See, there is a dharma, there is a line of dharma here. It says, "Even so, man is tied by the ropes whose names are rules of conduct, dharma." So what is this grand design? This grand design is, how we maneuver through is through our dharma, brahmacharya and brahmanya. What does brahmacharya mean? How we control our senses. What is dharma? There is a line which takes us closer to him. There is a short line, a straightforward line. Okay. Now, if this is the line of dharma, if I perform whatever I have to do with my mind on him, with with complete surrender and all that, I am just like that Jadabarda at the end, not accumulating anything. Quickly, I will reach him. Okay. So that is my dharma, and for which I need all my 5 senses to be nicely retreated. Now what? But in the meanwhile, what happens? our prarabdha karma is put, the way this prarabdha karma is designed is so that the things that are given, we have only two choice. There is a grand design. The choice for us is to move inwards and be with Bhagavan at all point in time. When we are outside, what we do is, this goes through many side roads and then it gets entangled and we don't know how to get back sometimes to this main road. Okay, but instead, if we have turned inwards towards by keeping our senses in place, and we have turned inwards and kept ourselves with Bhagavan at all point in time, then this is like a magnet. We go out, we come back. We go out, we come back. We go out, we come back all the time. So we are very close to the straight line. So everything, that prarabdha karma, that whole design is such that it gives you an opportunity at all point in time to turn towards Bhagavan. It gives you an opportunity. That is our choice. If I turn towards Brahman, I will get to him quickly. If I am outwards only and trying, then I get entangled and I get lost in the twists and turns of the road. So a mountain can become a mole, or a mole can become a mountain, depending on where I am seeing. Am I seeing outwards, or am I looking at Bhagavan?
Very beautiful. Again, Kunti Mata only, no? We can take the example. She never prayed for anything, complete surrender, right? She just accepted. When whatever her prarabdha, she went through everything like that magnet, She was always on that line of dharma. So, few things which came to my mind as I was listening to all your stories. See, the karma phala dhata, we say, right? So Bhagavan is the one who gives the results of all our karma. Okay. I do not even know what kind of result, what I do right now, what kind of result it will give later. Okay. Because we all are part of this huge system, which is governed by rules. And Bhagavan is playing that Leela. It is called Leela. We all call it Leela, right? Or Advaita, we call it Maya, right? So either Leela or Maya, whichever we relate to more. I like Leela. Few people will like Maya. So that entire play which is happening is directed by him. And each of us have a role. We are playing that role. Yes. And there are these rules. The dharma, it enters like a game, right? When there is a game, when it has to be played well, we need to follow the rules. And the rules are only when there are rules, game is possible. So dharma, that's why we say Bhagavan himself is dharma, because only when there is dharma, there is srishti. Otherwise, there is no creation at all, right? Dharma, only when there are rules, there is game. Like that, only when there is dharma, there is this entire srishti which is happening in that rule. And he ensures it happens in that. He gives little bit, like that leash. Gurudev always says, Chinmayananda, like how the dog leash, right? The master, if you see, he holds the leash. It looks like as if the dog can go somewhere. Okay, it is just one illusion. Okay, the dog, very little freedom is there. But finally, he knows to pull the dog back to the path. Similarly, Bhagavan, he is just, making us believe that we are some people with free will. Okay. But he knows he will bring us back. And his grace also makes us realize that we are just puppets in his hands. Because the results of everything, all this karma, it cannot be deciphered by my limited intelligence. It is impossible. That's why Bhagavan says, do not even think. See, Dhritarashtra's story, think Jadabharata, with one attachment, he came back. Then where are we? What are we in this life? What all we have, we don't even know. So what can I do? Instead of trying to take out the knots, we will get more entangled into it. So surrender. So he says, this entire Srishti is made of these three gunas we have seen, right? So Triguna, so do not get entangled by that. Mama Maya Duratyaya. It is just not easy for all of us to understand. All that we can do is Mameva. Okay, he says, only to me you surrender. Yeah, Bhagavan, just surrender to Bhagavan. Then he will, like a boat, take out. So if you see Dhritarashtra very beautifully, he did not listen to Krishna. That was his again prarabdha. It was his destiny, isn't it? He did not listen at that time because that 100, that prarabdha had to fructify. And it was his action which gave the result. So for whatever I am facing, I also need to accept that it is my past action which is giving me this result. It is not that according to his own Bhagavan's whims and fancies he does. He's full of compassion. He's looking at each one of us. He's giving us the result as we desire only. But the thing is, it's a huge system. We don't understand. So, and finally, the same Bhagavan, with some past action of Dhritarashtra, some great punya he has done. That is why Vidura has come. Okay, so that Vidura, as that grace, some punya of Dhritarashtra has, that is also another prarabdha. Okay, in just a matter of 5 days, it is said, there are different things, I don't know. I read somewhere where they say, few people say forest fire. Few people I've heard in some saptaha where they say, in fact, Dhritarashtra burnt himself in yoga agni. Okay, yeah. So he became so pure that jnana. So if you look at it, we can really appreciate the Leela, isn't it? Entire thing. One small thing I would like, this really amazes me. I don't know, amazing is a very small word. Think of Kurukshetra. Yes, in Kurukshetra, look at all the characters. Okay, Drona, Karna, Bhishma, every little character also, Yudhishthira, everybody. So if you look at Drona, Drupada, Drishtadyumna, Panchali, all of them have just come there and look at the beautiful design of Bhagavan. All of them are fructifying their karma there. Okay, each and every character, why they are facing that in that battlefield is because of their own past karma. Right? And everything has come together in that Kurukshetra, that Dharma Kshetra Kuru. That's why maybe it's called Dharma Kshetra, I thought. All the characters are fructifying their karma there. All the Karna's earlier curse getting fructified there. Dronacharya, whatever he went through, Bhishma, everybody, right? So it is so beautiful to see that entire Leela. When we look at that as Leela, these things, what happens is the more and more we dwell on these things in other characters, then slowly we start seeing our life also as a Leela. Okay, oh, I met that person somewhere. But then, only for a very short time, and then I have not been in touch. But if you look at it, she or he would have brought in something in you which is still there. I'm sure each of us will, even short associations with people would have brought in, some kind of change. And so I think when we start looking at our life also as the Leela, then life becomes very beautiful. We don't have to.
Anybody has anything to add here from the group? Please feel free. If anybody makes any connection, you can also share. You can always raise your hand if you have anything to say.
You can unmute also. I have given.
You can yeah. Okay.
Oh, somebody has written something. 1 second. Okay. No man is free to do as he pleases. So very.
But we have the choice.
Yeah.
To surrender or get lost.
Sufferings are a part of life. It will be there. One is at our individual level. So sometimes I feel sad. Let us not look at sadness as something bad. That is a way for me to turn inwards. Just like, there are ups and downs in individual human beings' life, there are ups and downs in the world also. Somebody has written about what is happening in Ukraine. This period is a period of churn again. You look at COVID is happening. So for a while, there was nice peace. And then it proves one thing to us, this too shall pass. That peace is not, we think that peace will be permanent. We didn't have any wars for some time, at least after the Second World War. We didn't see anything. So, and we think, okay, it will be peaceful forever. And when the war time happens, we get all, disturbed. But this is the only, as long as we are living in this this material world, the only reality is duality. When there will be pleasure, there will also be pain. When there is a period of calm, there will be a period of turbulence as well. Right now, it looks
Yeah,
like.
I would like to share a very beautiful thing that helps me settle my mind. Okay, the Taliban and all. Whenever I hear the women, it disturbs me a lot. Okay, and even this, yes. So each of us have our own personal, points, right, which disturbs us. Um, See, this entire creation is very beautifully designed and it is maintained and it is directed, and every moment he is protecting everybody. Bhagwan is doing everything, right? Everything is going in that rhythm. He is maintaining it. I am not maintaining it, right? So, there are things which disturbs our mind. One thing, what I can do is, if there is something that I can go ahead and do something, help, yes, I can go and do it.
Yeah.
But there are many situations where I am in things like, the war or whatever. We are not in any position to do it. What can I do? I can only pray, have compassion for them, love, and surrender to Bhagwan. He knows the best. Whatever he is doing is the best. I think whatever is happening in this world is all the see, it may sound insensitive, but the reality is it is all the karma phala of every individual. It is the karma phala of the collective consciousness. Even this corona is a karma phala of our karmas only. Yeah. So surrendering it to Bhagwan, and he does it beautifully. That gives me a lot of peace personally. So that way also is one way of looking at it. Yeah.
So here Yudhishthira also, he's so worried, he's so upset that what will happen to them? What will happen to them? What will happen to them? He's so worried about it. I am not there to protect them. What will happen to them? What will happen to them? And Narada is coming and sharing a few verses here which are profound truths, saying that, Arey, you are thinking that you can control or take care of them. You are thinking that you are the person who's taking care of them. So again and again, it is coming to the point that Bhagwan is there. He is there. He is a director. He is a producer there. And we are all here, actors here, beautifully performing our roles to the best of our ability, to the best. And then we always turn to the director and say, have I done better or not, right? Right? Have I done a good job? So each time turning to Bhagwan and making sure that we are doing. And I, like Bala says, one thing is, like you said, each of us would have some sensitive place where it disturbs us. And like you said, I always used to get very upset if animals are ill-treated. It kind of gets very uncomfortable for me. And I think actually after reading Kunti Stuti and the Bhagavatam only, I think kind of made me feel so comfortable that he is there. No, he is there with each and every living being, whether it is a cow or whether it is dog or whether it is human being. He is there. Why, what is there should need be no reason for me to get restless or absolutely spoil my peace of mind. I could just play that, oh, let that cat be, if you think the cat, whatever, oh, the will of God. Like this farmer went on saying, the will of God, you are there, I understand you are there. That's it. So I think that brings a kind of a peace of mind for me. So wherever I see some disturbances happening, or I see that disturbances are happening to me. Oh, Preeti, please. Yeah, it will be nice to hear you. You can unmute, Preeti. Is there facility not available?
Hari Om. So we were talking about this Jadabarada story and also this compassion. Bala was also touching upon this sensitive points, right? The compassion. So the same thing, Jadabarada was stuck actually. So it need not be his, karma, prarabdha karma or his vasana. So what I also had this confusion. Why did he get attached to that deer? Once he has left everything and came to the forest, why did he get attached? For that, beautifully, I got a answer in one of the
We can't
WhatsApp
hear you.
status. Dr. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear.
So Dr. Priya is also attending these sessions, and she is seeing the recorded sessions maybe. So she has actually posted one status that is related to our Holy Mother, Sarada Devi, Ramakrishna's consort. No? So in that, the background is Ramakrishna's wife, Sarada Ma. She is attached to her cousins, her niece, brother's daughter, Radhu. Okay, so she used that girl is a small one and she is mentally not very sane. So she is retarded, mentally retarded, and so day and night she used to take care of Radhu and take so much of care, always concerned about Radhu. So everyone will ask her, why are you having so much attachment? Day and night you're talking of nothing but Radhu. Just like people terribly entangled in the world. Is such deep attachment good for you? So I am talking about Sharadama. Okay. So the status I am just reading. I had spoken to her in this train several times earlier also. At this, the mother used to reply humbly, I am a woman and I follow my womanly nature. But today the mother said rather animatedly, where will you find another like me? See if you can find my peer. Do you know those who are much given to contemplation on God develop a subtle and pure mind? Whatever object such a mind takes hold of, it sticks to it tenaciously. That's why it appears like attachment. A flash of lightning is seen in the glass panes, but not in the wooden shutters. So this is from the Gospel of Holy Mother. So it is not always the vasana or the prarabdha karma that we get attached or we, that triggers us to do certain things in life. It is just the purification process, chitta shuddhi, that is happening, that leads to compassion. That's why we are all at one point in time, we have that compassion to fellow human beings or animals or something. But when we are in this satsanga, or when we have the support of the scriptures, like how Prabha was just saying when she read the Kunti Stuti, or some with the help of Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and when with the help of such discussions, we immediately shake off. We come to know, oh, we are getting attached. So it is not our inherent vasana, but it is the purification process that is leading us to this compassion and attachment. So just Jarabharda left everyone, and probably he is focusing more on sadhana than on satsang and the scriptures, reading the swadhyaya, we say, right, the scriptures. So maybe that is where is, I'm trying to think loud, or maybe I'm ignorant, but that is where he has not having any guru to guide him, like, this is very normal for any person who is purifying his mind. You will develop a compassion, like how Prabha said, God is there in everyone, he will take care. Okay, now that you have tended to that fawn, you leave it, it will grow by itself. So like that, to tell him and get him back to track, we need this group of people and support each other. So this is a very different point of view that I got, and I thought of sharing it with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti.
Thank you.
Very nice. Actually, way of looking at it as his compassion. I don't know if I've understood. Compassion is, not like binding. Yeah, as a part of his purification.
Evolution. Spiritual evolution.
Spiritual evolution. Because there is a little bit of doubt in Bhagavan, no? Right. At that time, when I'm leaving the deer, there is a little bit of doubt in Bhagavan, who will take care. If I have complete surrender to Bhagavan, I'll leave it. Bhagavan is taking care anyway. But that little bit of doubt is probably...
So that is why satsanga and swadhyaya is always important till the end and after also.
Very nice. Thank you. Tejasvi has written, when we say Bhishma, would you want to tell, Tejasvi, what was tamasic, in what context you are?
When he didn't stand up for Draupadi's
He remained
infant.
silent. That is what you say, right?
How do you?
He did not do, no, he did not act. He could have done. Krishna also says, no, you had all the power to act, you did not.
Yeah. He was very, that dharma, if you are coming along the line of dharma, he had confused, that was a time, the dharma, as prescribed in the books earlier, was in a certain way. You should always, you are for the king, but it went more with words rather than the actual essence of the meaning behind the whole dharma. I don't know what is the context under which you are telling this, but he was following dharma, and according to him, the dharma was to safeguard the king of Hastinapura.
And for him, it is also that Yudhishthira had put the Draupadi. So that's what he was saying. It was your husband who had waged you.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
where I am coming. So it is not my dharma to do. It is your husband who has done it.
Somewhere he did not look at the bigger picture, I think.
Picture.
That was, he contracted to what do you say, someone in the court with that role. He contracted to just that role. He should have been that, the bigger, if he had seen the bigger picture. Even Vidura so beautifully asks, right, at that time, he says, okay, she is your dasi, but there is a rule that a dasi cannot be treated like this. It was only Vidura who questions that. Even Bhishma doesn't. I think, yes, that is an adharmic act by I think Krishna points it out very clearly later to Bhishma. Even Draupadi.
And that is all that also to say. That was probably because of the grander design also. Why did Bhishma have to? That his father did some well for a lady, so he took one big oath, and then he didn't have children, because of which he had to the other children. So all this is a part of a grander design. It had to lead to the Kurukshetra eventually.
Maybe at that time that his prarabdha was there to be blind at that time.
Yes, it was that, and that is why everything is part of a larger design.
Because I remember constantly questioning Raghuramji. Somebody is...
Tejasvi only. You want to say Tejasvi? Do you want to tell something?
Context that it was Draupadi's prarabdha or something, like, is there any story behind that she had to go through this?
Draupadi no prarabdha, no. She is an instrument only. She was
the instrument for the
main instrument for Kurukshetra. That was the purpose of her life only.
Yes.
So we will continue. Shall we continue? Yeah. So where
somebody
did you
again has put some question. Is there any story behind why? I don't know.
DA meaning? No, you can unmute it.
Draupadi maybe. Maybe she's also asking about why Draupadi had to go through. Maybe. No, I have not heard any story about Draupadi's previous.
Draupadi, no previous thing. No, they say.
Okay, same question. She was the instrument. See, this period, this is also another cycle. It has to happen every yuga. We start every time something happens, especially if it is negative, we go into why. It had to happen. Because every system you look at it, even in the world, a new company forms, it's fresh, beautiful. Everybody is completely charged, full of honesty, full of passion and doing it. That is the Satyuga. And then slowly, people start growing. And, the initially rules, everybody's following the rules. There's not much rules needed, actually, because everybody is passionately involved and knows the larger cause is connected to the larger cause. And then suddenly, as this company becomes bigger, they have to put some rules around it. You have to follow these rules. Otherwise, the new people don't know what was the cause, that passion. And then as it goes further, it starts deteriorating. Finally, so many people are there, but the company's rules and everything are distorted. People are understanding it in their own way. Rules then have to become rigid over a time. Then now to hold it, rules are becoming rigid. It is now the time to reform the company or a new company or something like that. Like that, this whole world goes through this whole, cycle of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, and again Satya Yuga, a new one has to start. Okay, it is like a dress. When it is new, it is beautiful. Afterwards, you have to discard it. Where you can wear it only for a few years afterwards. if you want to have a new look, you have to buy a new look. Like that, this world is. So if we understand this larger design, equanimity is a little easier.
So this larger
Yeah,
design
just one.
recently. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
This larger design recently, I was just contemplating on Kaikeyi itself. See, if Kaikeyi had not started, because we all will be thinking, I remember children saying, this auntie, this Kaikeyi is so bad, no auntie, and all that. So we get carried away with that character of that Kaikeyi who resulted into this so and so thing that. But when you think like that, if that incident of the grand design had not not happened, would Rama, would he have gone there? Would he have met so many wonderful, interesting characters? Would he have met Hanuman himself? Would Ravana would have been destroyed? So many things. So that is why again there is a grand design which is happening. So maybe at right now we might think that we are in a puddle. But there is a reason that we might be in a puddle. Maybe there is a grand design that yeah, we have to be in this puddle right now, but I have a choice to just think that yes, there will be a way from the puddle and I can go through it. So yeah.
So I thought this story we can tell and then maybe conclude the session, because we are now getting into why these things, we can get into this, right? We question, why did Rama kill Vali like that, right? So many things we get in our mind. So again, coming back to saying Bhagavan is the director, Bhagavan is, whatever, is the Sarvajna, they say, right? We are Alpajna. Yeah, we are very limited knowledge. He is Sarvajna. He is the one, all knowledge. And so for that, his ways are also very strange. The way his grace comes is very strange. We cannot understand because we are alpajna. That is something we need to keep telling ourselves. So just with that, we can finish so that, we kind of accept the fact that his ways are strange. It is not beyond my capability to understand. Only way is to surrender. So Krishna and Arjuna, very quick story. And then, so Krishna and Arjuna are walking, somewhere after the Kandava, I think. Okay, they were very tired. They are walking in the forest and they are very hungry. They are looking for someone who can feed them. Okay, they find a rich merchant's place and they go there, knock, and that merchant doesn't realize these two are very tired, and he doesn't recognize them as Krishna and Arjuna. Says, I don't have any food. Though that day, for someone to send somebody like that is very unusual, right? So he said, no food. And Arjuna was very, upset. How can somebody send an Atithi like that? Krishna smilingly, he is Stita Prajna. No, he comes back smilingly. And then as they come out, Krishna blesses this rich man, let him have more riches. Okay. And then they walk. Arjuna was puzzled. What is this? Why is this Krishna doing something? And then they come there, and then there is a very small hut. And there is only one farmer who is living, and he has a cow. Okay. And so the farmer's thing was only that cow, which used to give him milk. And that is the only way where he used to get his own food. So the farmer was there, and these people go and knock his house. He had very little food. The moment he sees both of them, he asks them, he does all the Atithi, whatever, and then he feeds both of them with the food. And they are very happy, and then they thank them and they come out. And as they are going out, Krishna blesses that farmer, saying, let that cow die. Okay. And now Arjuna was shocked. It's like, what? Krishna, that man, he didn't even, let us in, and he had absolutely nothing, not even dharmic, and you blessed him with more wealth. And this one, he was such a compassionate, such a wonderful human being, and the cow was his only thing, and you blessed that the cow should die. He said, that man, he doesn't remember me at all. Okay, he is in that material world. He has to go through all those things, and then he will come back when time comes for him. He needs all that. That is his. This man always remembers me. Okay, he always is seeking me. He wants me. But that poor cow is the only attachment for him. So if the cow is gone, he will come to me. Okay, so this is a fantastic thing. Bhagavan knows. He is giving us what? He is putting all his effort to take us towards him. I think we need to open our minds. Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I think the last sentence here also, we can just maybe munch or just reflect on it. Do not think that anyone will be helpless because you are not there to take care of them. Maybe that is also something we could all, because we think that we are the umbrella. But we are not the umbrella at all. So beautiful, Bala. That was a fantastic story. So you'd like to end the session, Bala?
Okay. Let us all sit comfortably, close our eyes. Gather all that we have heard and completely put at the feet of the Lord. Let us surrender to Him. Request Him so that we always remember we are just an instrument in His hand. We remember that. Let us celebrate this entire Leela of life. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you.